Did you know that the Powerball Lottery's jackpot has reached $1 billion for the first time in its 30-year history?
$1.6 billion just in time for tonight's drawing.
This is only one of many examples of how wealth is now measured in billions rather than millions. By blurring the boundaries, anyone who wants to make a lot of money will be able to do so more quickly and with less effort. To eliminate your fears, I will tell you the story of a man who made a multi-million-dollar fortune after starting with only $820. Pay close attention because his words could transform your life forever. Many millionaires have spectacular success stories to tell. However, Dan Peña's experience is often recognized as the most horrific. Peña was a typical American. He also happened to fight in the Vietnam War. Dan returned home with the goal of starting his own business, despite having only $820 in his pocket. The future millionaire did not sit on the sidelines, but instead used his army expertise and connections to make his goal a reality. Dan Peña grew his capital to $50 million in 3 years and doubled his profit the following year. The first $1 million were the most difficult for me. Dan states in one of his interviews that the money just kept falling on his head. Peña did not stop there after becoming a successful and, more importantly, wealthy businessman. He chose to share his personal experience of creating a $1 million fortune with others. His main purpose was to show people that getting money without putting in too much work is realistic. But Dan Peña was determined to do things correctly. That is how his first book, Your First Million, got out, without dumb financial advice and misinformation. People are not going to read this, my wife told me. They want to shut the book, but they are confident that the money will be forthcoming on its own, and you are forcing them to perform anything. My mind immediately went to the fact that I was not going to sell placebos. Not everyone may want to follow my advice, but those who put in the effort should succeed, Peña remarked in one of his YouTube videos. Dan achieved exceptional success with his debut book. His quantum leap approach is regarded as one of the most effective among entrepreneurs. Those that take Peña's private financial classes, on the other hand, quickly make their first $1 million. So, what are the millionaire's guiding principles? Most importantly, why is Dan paying for a secret that allows people to gain millions? You will find out in a split second. Make sure to watch till the last point to get the full knowledge about Dan's secret. Number 1. Man as a separate corporation. When discussing how to create money, most people do not place financial value on themselves. This is the factor to which Peña refers. You become upset when you are urged to improve your income because you know that you will have to work harder or look for additional sources of revenue, when what you actually need to consider is how much you are worth, your skills, and your work. You should take action in that direction. Most athletes and entertainers are millionaires because they make the best use of their abilities. If you are good at anything, chances are you will benefit significantly from it. You must determine whether you have the potential to be a leader in a specific field. When you are the best at anything, opportunities come to you. It is important to never stop improving in order to become an expert at something. Successful people invest their time, energy, money, and self-development, and it could be the most rewarding investment you ever make. Determine the talent you want to improve first. Make a list of the top 10 individuals in the world at it. Then use that list to establish the criteria and measure your progress towards being the best. If you are a writer, for example, you might become acquainted with your era's bestseller list and choose the 10 most successful authors you most like. Learn more about these authors, what they did to achieve success, and read some of their work. Spend time and effort honing your craft by analyzing successful historical models. Number 2. Live for now, think about the future. Peña sees two extremes, complete waste and severe ruthlessness. Some people do not save money and instead get into debt in order to spend more. Any sensible argument is useless to such a person. They will constantly come up with a reason to continue living their way of life. Other people, in their pursuit of economic security, do not allow themselves anything, and their relatives suffer as a result. The key thing these folks do not realize is that life carries on regardless of financial circumstances. When it comes to saving money, we all fall on one side or the other. This, according to Dan, is because people misunderstand the concept of saving money. This issue is as old as the earth itself. They advise you to put 10% away and you answer, "I have a small paycheck, I can do it." The problem is that no specific amount of money was declared because a person does not count their money and does not systematize their capital. Peña believes that saving should begin there. Dan emphasizes the importance of understanding how much money you have today, how much money you will have tomorrow, and how much you will have at the end of the month. In his perspective, the purpose of saving is not to put money aside, but to keep to the numbers that you were paid at the beginning of the month. Money does not solve problems. Many people believe that having more money would solve their financial problems. People who do not manage their money well, on the other hand, will have financial troubles regardless of how much money they have. Concentrate on managing your finances now, and you will feel better as they expand. Having more money will not solve your problems, Peña claims, if you do not handle your money correctly. Are you enjoying the video so far? If you are, feel free to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. That will surely help us a lot. Number 3. Everyone has a different path. We are all unique. Some of us enjoy using credit cards to earn cash back and other benefits. Others handle their finances more effectively when they simply utilize cash. Some of us like the snowball strategy for fast eliminating credit. Others appreciate the avalanche method's advantages. As with most things in life, a lot hinges on personal preference rather than right or wrong. There is no one-size-fits-all solution, writes Peña. The idea is to identify your skills and shortcomings and, over time, compensate for your weaknesses by accumulating a significant advantage. Number 4. People are the source of money. According to Dan, the best investments are startups and small businesses. He feels they are easy financial ecosystems in which to invest, especially since such investments will not be pricey, but the outcome may be extremely surprising. Peña further emphasizes that even if it does not provide a large income, it will undoubtedly provide an opportunity to build helpful and beneficial relationships. When you hear the words invest your money, you generally think of stocks, stock portfolios, and so on. But ask yourself, are you an investor, a financier, or an economist? I doubt it. You are just a regular individual with some surplus money and a desire to invest. Do not look at the stock market, where big-ass men are scheming behind the scenes. Consider what is around you, says Peña. Number 5. The frustrating truth. Money is simply money. It can simply enter and exit your life. How much? That is entirely up to you. What is more important is to keep track of time. Dan recommends, money is not the most important aspect of life. We all have different priorities. But for many people, family, health, friends, and faith comes first. When you work long hours to make a living, it is easy to become distracted and lose sight of your priorities. Many people are obsessed with money almost all of the time. It is not a terrible idea to take a step back from time to time and think on what is truly important in your life. Number 6. Losing in denial doesn't bring winning. Few people are willing to struggle for their fortune. That is no excuse to give up with a firm idea that making more money is an impossible goal. It is critical to admit that you are currently losing. Such tension will compel you to examine the problem, seek further solutions, and, as a result, act on the fundamentals. He will not find another way out. It is a cycle that will either leave you poor or rich. That's it for this video. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and become wealthy with our regular contents.